Now.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back inside the Brooklyn Park Rec Center. It's been quite a while since we were here as the Eagles return home for a 5-game homestand starting tonight. A difficult test awaits. They'll take on number 3 Andover, coming off of a tough loss of their own against St. Cloud Cathedral on Tuesday night. 2-1 was the final score in that game. So the Huskies will look to rebound against the Eagles, who have dropped 5 in a row. Moving in heartbreaker of their own to Rogers in overtime 4-3 on Tuesday. Eagles will look to snap that streak in a very fashionable way if they're able to knock off the number 3 Huskies this evening. Along with Brett Johnson and Al Finley, I'm Patrick Willia. It's a pleasure to be back with you inside the Brooklyn Park Community Center. It's been about 3.5 weeks since we were here last for a game against Osseo before the holidays. Well, Brett, we've got a really good match. I think it could be a really interesting matchup here tonight. The Eagles will have to prove themselves against one of the top teams in Minnesota.
Yeah, and a team that's going to be coming into this game, Andover, that's probably going to be a little bit ornery, being that they lost for only the 3rd time this season on Tuesday when they were knocked off by St. Cloud Cathedral, although word is a number of players had the flu, so we'll see if anyone is still out for tonight's game. But yeah, looking at this matchup, even though Andover on paper comes in as a pretty heavy favorite, if you look at the common opponents, these two teams do have 2 common opponents. They both have played Osseo and St. Cloud Cathedral. It was Totino-Grace beating Osseo back on December 19th. That was actually the last game we had here at the Brooklyn Park Community Center. Also happens to be the last time the Eagles won a game. They beat Osseo 6-3. Meanwhile, it was Andover who beat Osseo by a 9-0 score. But I think the better one to key on is the fact that obviously on Tuesday we had this Andover team lose to Cathedral 2-1. Meanwhile, Totino-Grace lost to St. Cloud Cathedral 7-5, which I think is a sign that even though the Eagles have a less than stellar 5-8 record, they do have the ability to play with some of the big boys here in the state of Minnesota, and they're certainly going to have to bring their best effort tonight to beat a very talented Andover Husky squad.
The Huskies take the ice, and if you want to just to finish up on that game on Tuesday night, and a lot of people coming into the year said St. Cloud Cathedral, they were the best team in the state, period, and I'm sure pretty much all of those people are really pointing to that right now and saying, no, St. Cloud Cathedral really making a claim Tuesday night that they are, in fact, the best team in Minnesota, no matter what class.
Yeah, St. Cloud Cathedral obviously is going to be one of the favorites in Class 1A this season, and they certainly proved that with that victory over a talented Andover team on Tuesday. And yeah, this Andover team, man, we can't stress it enough. It's going to be an awfully tough test here against Totino-Grace, especially since they have a number of uber-talented defensemen on this squad. They're also very stingy in goal. They have 2 very good netminders in Wes Johnson and Will Larson. Still a little bit of a question on which one will be starting between the pipes tonight, although it would be an interesting story if it is Will Larson, being that he actually played his freshman year for the Totino-Grace Eagles and was actually their starter, so probably a little extra motivation for him if he ends up as the starter. But we were trying to determine during warm-ups which one was going to start, and unfortunately we weren't quite able to make that determination, but I'm sure we'll find out in just a couple of seconds.
Very balanced offensively for Andover. They have 6 players who have scored 5 or more goals, so we can't really just take one guy away. They're a really good balanced team. A lot of different players able to get pucks in the net.
Yeah, and Wyatt Kaiser, one of the guys to key on, a defenseman for Andover, talking to the coaching staff for the Eagles. Tim Parkos, Adam Sherritt thought he's one of the best defensemen in the entire state. In fact, they have like 3 really good Division I caliber defensemen, so they're guys who can cause havoc offensively when they come up from that blue line, and of course they're also very stingy defensively.
There will be Wes Swenson in goal for Andover. 4-1, 1.20 goals against average, so absolutely phenomenal numbers for Swenson. Want to talk about both of the goaltenders. Larson's pointing a 1.71 goals against, so not allowing much more when he gets the nods either. The rest of the Husky starters being introduced. Eagles in their white uniforms this evening. With that tough loss on Tuesday night, they led 3-2 in the third period, had a 2-0 lead earlier in the game. Rogers just kind of kept fighting back, and eventually Streeter able to win that game in overtime for the Royals. But the bright spot, of course, they did get a pair of special teams goals, a shorthanded goal from Kyle Heffron. That was his 14th of the year. That was a 6th overall on the season. And Austin Bernovic also got a power play goal. You know, the Eagles have really excelled when they've been on special teams, whether they're up or down.
Yeah, they most certainly have, looking at their special teams numbers coming into the game with an excellent penalty kill at 85.4%. Power play not too shabby either, converting it just a hair over 30. And they're going to have a chance against this tough Andover team. They're going to have to cash in anytime they get that man advantage. Although Andover very stingy on the PK unit themselves, as they are killing off 88.6% of their penalties.
Goal tonight will be Wes Johnson for the Eagles. He comes in 2 and 5, a 4.17 goals against average. So Johnson will get the nod once again this evening against Andover. We're going to take a step out, come back with the drop of the puck for the first period. You're watching the TG Network. Andover, Totino-Grace coming up next. Welcome you back inside the Brooklyn Park Community Center. Puck drop between Andover and Totino-Grace just moments away. One injury note for the Eagles tonight. Adam Johnson out with an injury. Jack Gray will slide up to take his place on the third line. It'll be a difficult loss to deal with for the Eagles, but Gray will move up to take his place.
Yeah, it's a tough break for Adam Johnson. He had a real nice game against Rogers on Tuesday, but unfortunately he suffered a concussion in that game, so he'll be out obviously for kind of an unknown period of time. You never know when you get concussions, if that can be maybe a 1 week thing or a lot longer, so certainly wish Adam Johnson the best in his recovery. But yeah, Jack Gray will get a chance here to play up on that third line for Totino-Grace. He'll of course be joined by one of the freshman standouts, Austin Bernovic. Gray on the season does have 1 goal and 3 assists, so certainly no slouch as a guy moving up to that third line. Certainly plenty of experience. Also expect to see after talking with Tim Parkos and Adam Sherrod is that we're probably going to see maybe 1 or 2 JV players also see some time in this game with that injury to Adam Johnson.
As Gray will take the opening face-off against Gunnar Thoresen. Thoresen, one of the key offensive members of this team, as it's able to be pushed down deep into the Eagle zone. Just underway here. 16:53 to go here in the first period. That one trying to be put on the stick of Hunter Jones. Played down into the near side corner. Able to be held by Wyatt Kaiser. Shot from the point and just tipped wide. Then on the drive from Eric Chartier. As we'll get a whistle. 20 seconds into the game. No score. As Andover played it deep into the Eagle zone. Expect to see that a lot tonight with how quick and strong these Andover attackers are, they're probably going to be spending a lot of time in the Eagle zone.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Tim Parkos was saying in the pregame, is that they're certainly going to have to defend well in this game this evening, being that they expect this Andover attack to kind of come in wave after wave after wave. Key will be for Totino-Grace, take advantage of opportunities they get in transition.
As the Eagles able to send it back into the Andover zone. Mitchell Wolf trying to spring it into the offensive zone for the offensive zone. It's sent back out through neutral ice. Played into the Andover offensive zone. Here's Oliver Moore with it. Moore with a shot, and they score! No, net got knocked off. Net was knocked off before it was a good call. Net was knocked off.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it on replay. That's an unfortunate break there for Totino-Grace. A golden opportunity to possibly go up by.
It's an unfortunate play as Moore got it to Luke Delzer, and they were able to bank it off of the goaltender Wes Swenson into the net, but unfortunately the net had.
Yeah, we'll watch it one more time, and as you said, Patrick, unfortunately, yeah, it looks like that net did. It's awfully close. Boy, I'm still not entirely sure that came off early. You might have had a better vantage point at it, but indeed, we'll continue play.
The Eagles able to push the face off to the end boards. Delzer trying to take it away. He was able to get it from Mason Cotter. Eagles able to hold the zone. A shot saved by Swenson off the stick of Delzer as it comes down to the near side. Pushed up into the slot with a shot and a save by Swenson. Logan Gravink, one of those down there for Andover. There was a shot saved by Swenson. That was a great effort there by Connor Smith to get that shot off. As there was Gravink with it on the left wing side. He sends it cross ice out of reach of everybody. It's gathered back in by the Eagles. Kyle Heffron can't gain control. Bernovic can't gain control of it, and working his way around is Maslovsky. Maslovsky losing control of the puck. It's sent up onto the far side boards. Back out to neutral ice. As Darby Jones trying to play it in deep. Rudy Majalik overskates it a little bit. Then he takes a big hit into the boards from Eric Chartier as it's sent back into the Eagle zone. Howie Moore trying to gain control of it. It'll be played around the Eagle net, around toward the near side. It'll be held there by Wyatt Kaiser. Played down to the end boards. Eagles trying to gain control of it on the end boards, but it's taken out of there by Gavin DeBeddings. Is Kaiser able to hold the zone? He sends it down into the far side corner. Aiden Maslovsky trying to gain control of it there for Andover. He's tied up on the end boards. A couple of Eagles fighting as then Howie Moore shoves Maslovsky into the boards. Eagles able to get it out to neutral ice. Sliding up to hold on to it is Chartier as he gets it back to Kaiser into the offensive zone. Kaiser getting tied up. Bernovic able to take the puck away briefly. What an effort, though, by Kaiser as he drives it toward the net. And unable to be held by Andover as they dropped it back to the blue line. Sent cross ice, gathered in by Tommy Nowacki. Nowacki carries it into the offensive zone. He'll play it around Gray on the end boards. He's getting tied up on there by Parker Norling. Gray continues to battle there. Puck comes free in the near side corner. Back to the corner. Andover able to maintain possession as they get it to the near side circle, and a shot saved off the stick of Hunter Zinda. We'll have a face-off deep in the Eagle zone. 13:58 to go here in the first period, and no score. Number 3 Andover and Totino-Grace battling this evening. Eagles are going to have to get an A+ effort to come out with a win in this one, but looks like they're going to be more than up to the task. We're underway again, able to be held by Nowacki. Puck played up onto the far side boards, and sliding over to hold the zone was Mitchell Wolf. Nowacki able to hold again. We talked about in the pregame, Brett, really good defensemen for the Andover Huskies, already calling their names quite a bit. Wolf, Nowacki, and Kaiser.
Yeah, and watch with Kaiser, too. Again, talking with some folks before the game, just an excellent skater. Not only great vision on the ice, but he always has his head up, which makes it key as a defenseman to find those outlet passes. That's the reason why he's got already 10 assists on the season. Just great vision on the ice and an excellent skater.
This Heffron's pass was out of reach of Thielen. It's sent out to neutral ice, and Gunnar Thoresen trying to speed his way into the offensive zone. Got knocked off the puck by Stephen Golden, and will have a whistle with 13:09 to go in the first period.
Well, taking a look at some deeper numbers for both squads, Andover comes in averaging 4.75 goals per game, but as you kind of mentioned, Patrick, they're also very stingy defensively, only give up 1.5 goals per game. And again, both goaltenders, Swenson and Larson, that they rotate through, against Swenson starting tonight, both of them have goals against averages below 2, so very tough team to score goals on.
Zoe Moore plays the face-off through the corner around toward the near side, but then the Huskies send it back toward the far side. As very physical play here by Graving to try to keep this puck out of the Eagles' possession, and they'll be able to keep it deep in the end, or excuse me, the Totino-Grace end. They get it back to the point, able to be held by Mason Cotter. Played through the corner, comes out in front. Puck still loose in the slot. Graving can't get it under control, but it is gathered in by Luke Crone. It's loose on the side of the net. Played behind the net. It comes to the end boards. Finally kicked up into the far side corner. The Huskies come out with it again. Try to center it. A great job to intercept it here. Able to be gathered in by Delzer, and they'll push it in ahead toward Connor Smith into the Andover zone. They're taken away there and brought back the other direction by Crone. Crone gets it out through neutral ice as he kicks it off ahead into the offensive zone for a shot. It was blocked.
Yeah, it's a good block there by Patrick Finley. Haven't called his name a lot, just 2 assists on the season, but he's going to have to step up his game defensively, as are these Totino-Grace defensemen. They are really going to be challenged in this contest.
But the Eagles able to play it around toward the near side as getting the pocket pick there was Maslowski. It's played back out to neutral ice. The Eagles gather it in, backhanding into the Andover zone where Swenson sweeps it aside. We picked up by Kaiser in the far corner as he plays it over towards Chartier. Gets it off ahead for Nowacki. Nowacki with a shot that was steered aside by Wes Johnson up into the far side corner. Was Golden trying to put a hit on to separate the puck away. The Eagles unable to clear the zone. Andover able to keep it in the Eagle end. 11:15 to go here in the first period. No score. Nice backhand pass ahead toward Jack Gray. Gray trying to work his way in the offensive zone around Wolf. Wolf doing a great job, though, of just staying with him skate for skate, and the Huskies bring it back the other way. They're trying to get it back, with Parker Norland's trying to get it back from Zinda.
Ooh, that was a good idea. They almost had Thiel in there on that outlet pass, and he would have, that little pass into the zone, he would have had a breakaway if they had connected cleanly.
There's a shot that'll go wide of the net by Norling as the puck comes up to the far side boards. The Andover fans wanting a penalty for a hook a moment ago, but they didn't get one. The Eagles able to push this one back out there neutral as Heffron able to work his way around Nowacki. He'll get to the puck first on the near side corner. Heffron able to dig it out there. A great effort there by Kyle Heffron, and then he sends the pass into the neutral zone. Parker Ganaz goes to track it down in his own zone. Bank pass ahead toward Heffron. Heffron just kind of pokes this one ahead, getting it toward Oliver Moore. Moore now getting tied up on the near side end boards by Cotter. Trying to dig it out of there too is Gunnar Thoresen. Moore doing a great job of able to come out with the puck. He'll take a shot that's saved by Swenson.
Well, good job here by this line that features Oliver Moore and also Luke Delzer out here putting some pressure on.
Moore and Cotter were battling for it in the corner. Delzer took a big hit. Puck poked back to the blue line. There's a shot that's blocked off the stick of Schroeder. Puts back out at neutral ice and sent back into the Andover zone. Starting to work his way up ice are the Huskies. It was taken away. Here's Delzer back into the offensive zone with a Delzer with a shot that's saved by Swenson and covered up. A face-off coming deep in the Andover zone. 9:29 to go here in the first period. No score.
And no score is a good sign for Totino-Grace because the last few years when this Eagles squad has faced Andover, talking to the coaching staff, they've had some really rough starts. In fact, last year as I was talking with Tim Parkos, they were saying they were basically down 3-0 before they could even blink. They were able to battle back and make it a tight game at the end, but the Huskies still won rather easily. And then a couple of years ago, Andover jumped out to about a 5-0 lead. It was kind of curtains from there. So certainly a key part to this game is not letting Andover jump all over them.
Crone was trying to center it back for Harrison Vandermeer, but it was just out of his reach. But continuing to be played deep in the Eagle zone. 9:03 to go here in the first period and no score.
And again, the goal for the coaching staff here for the Eagles was just keep it close to the first period. That's been the story, again, as we talked about against Andover over the years, is that the Huskies have just been able to jump on the Eagles really quickly. And coaching staff feels like for Totino-Grace, if they can keep this close through the first period, it'll get their guys' confidence. And you never know what can happen as a game gets later and later as it stays close. It's usually how upsets kind of happen, where you have a close game for the first period or two, and then the underdog usually strikes late, and that's kind of the recipe the Eagles will be looking for in this one.
Neutral zone face-off coming after Darby Jones knocked a clear attempt out of play. It's controlled by Andover. Pass ahead out of reach by Tommy Nowacki, and that'll be an icing. And we'll bring it back into the Andover zone. 8:37 to go here in the first period, no score. We saw, though, the Eagles weathered some early push from Andover, and now they're starting to push back.
Well, I think this has been a perfect start for Totino-Grace, because not only have they weathered some Andover storms, they've also had a few flurries where they put on some good forechecks themselves. Granted, Andover does definitely have the edge in terms of time of possession, but every once in a while we are seeing the Eagles get a little bit of a forecheck established, and I think you couldn't ask for a better start here if you're Totino-Grace.
It's played back deep into the Eagles zone, up toward the far side boards. Thielen getting tied up there by Hayden Maslowski. The Eagles eventually able to come out with the puck. We've seen the Eagles early on. They've won these puck battles. They've been able to dig the puck out of the corner better than the Huskies have on a lot of these occasions. The shot around the net.
And key as well, I can't really recall any grade A scoring chances for Andover thus far, too.
The Eagles get it back out to neutral ice. It'll be played in deep by Heffron. They'll ring its Ray up toward the far side. Cade Williams slows it down. Williams can't clear. And then it's taken away. Here's Oliver Moore with it. Drop pass, and then Heffron's shot was just blocked before he could get it off.
And that's what they're going to have to do, especially when you get that top line on the ice. Take advantage of some turnovers by the Andover Huskies. We're going to go ahead and take a look at this here on replays. It looks like we are going to get a penalty coming up. Let's look at that one more time. You're going to see this turnover right here that led to that scoring chance just a few moments ago.
Parker Norling getting the penalties. That'll put the Eagles on the power play. They have a power play goal in the win over Rogers. Very good power play percentage on the year for the Grace Eagles. It'll be cleared by Andover, the length of the ice. Ganaz will go pick it up deep in his own zone. Hunter Jones looming down there for Andover. Now Ganaz starts his move up ice. Gets it to Heffron. Heffron will tip it in deep to the Andover zone. Played back toward Wyatt Kaiser as he tries to get it ahead toward Borison. But it's sent back by Oliver Moore into the near side corner. Some more battling in the corner. Bernovic down there as well with Kaiser. Eagles able to maintain puck possession to get it toward Connor Smith on the far side. Smith on the far side circle. Smith with a shot saved. Swenson off the glass. Player playing now without a stick. It's cleared the length of the ice. That was Oliver Moore who lost his wood. Now he has it back as it's played from deep in the Eagles zone. Eagles start their trek back up ice. Cross-ice pass will deflect into the Andover zone.
That's a break right there. There was kind of a misfire, but luckily for them, no icing.
Andover again will clear it. Ganaz will go back to pick it up with Gray.
In this Andover penalty kill unit, very stingy on the season, coming in at 88.6%. So as you talk about Totino-Grace needing to cash in on power plays, easier said than done against a good PK unit like Andover.
That's Wolf knocks Thielen off the puck and into the official. It's cleared back into the Eagles zone. Eagles back to pick it up in their own end. Luke Crone was trying to take the puck away behind the net. They get it to Schroeder, but it was off his stick and played back into the Eagles zone by Andover. 15 seconds now to go in the power play. Eagles with it behind their own goal line. Try to send it toward the far side. Crone able to take this puck away, and back on the stick of Gray. Power play comes to an end. Andover able to kill it off. It's played deep into the Andover zone as they come back to 5-on-5. Back to pick it up deep in his own end is Mason Cotter as he tries to get it ahead toward Vandermeer. A great job to take it away by Delzer. Andover gets it out toward neutral ice. Vandermeer trying to get it ahead to Crone. It comes in on Johnson, who covers up with 5:18 to go in the first period.
Well, talking about those team stats, we were talking about how Andover averages 4.75 a game, only gives up 1.5. Totino-Grace, obviously a good offense themselves, scoring 4.08 per game. Just unfortunately, got to do a better job keeping the puck out of the net, both with their goaltending and also defensively, as they do give up 392 per game. But so far, they've had a great defensive effort and also some good goaltending in this contest as well.
Shot that'll go off the end boards. It comes up toward the far side as Maslowski trying to cycle this one through the corner. DeBetting's getting tied up on the end boards. It's played up into the far side corner. Finley for the Eagles trying to get it ahead, but he can't clear. It comes in out front, and Johnson able to cover up the puck. 4:49 to go, first period, no score. The Huskies look like they're going to start their push back after the Eagles have the better of play for about the last 5 or 6 minutes. Face-off, still loose on the dot. It comes on to Darby Jones' stick. He'll play it down toward the near side into the neutral zone where Andover reclaims possession. Now in the reverse direction is Chartier as he drops it off toward Kaiser. Kaiser gets it out to neutral and played back in deep by the Eagles. Chartier picks it up behind his own net, leaves it for Kaiser. Kaiser gets it out through neutral. It will end up deep in the Eagles zone. Battle for it in the near side corner with 4:15 to go here in the first period.
Again, Totino-Grace has done a nice job playing a really responsible game, not giving up a ton of opportunities here to Andover. They're kind of doing what they have to do when they're...
So what a save on the wraparound by Johnson.
No kidding. Let's take a look at that one again. That was a tremendous save. Get that shown up for you here on replay. Wow, that is tremendous work there by Wes Johnson, talking about how he's one of the players that's going to need to come through for Totino-Grace, and he certainly did right there. What a great job to stretch out and get his leg pad in the way.
Played over toward the near side as Connor Smith ends up on the ice. Eagles still with the puck. They play it around their own net, back into the neutral zone, where Wolf has it intercepted. Carried in mid the offensive zone. Here's Connor Smith with it. Smith could drop the puck behind him, and they get it in on Swenson. Net got knocked off. The play hasn't been blown dead, but the play continues. The net is well off.
Yeah, it's not even close. It's well, the goaltender put it on, but that was off by a good, at least a foot.
My goodness, the play has continued as the...
Yeah, it's not on its moorings, which is key right now. It's back on the line where it should be, but if anyone even lays a finger on that, and it's going to go moving.
Hunter Jones carries it into the offensive zone offside with 3:04 to go, and now Mr. Swenson will put it back in its place.
See, I would use a little gamesmanship there if I were Mr. Swenson. I would leave that off its moorings and play that to your advantage. You know, you maybe accidentally move the net if you have an opportunity coming your way, but Jensen's got a little better sportsmanship than at least I would. I would use the gamesmanship there.
The neutral zone face-off controlled by Kaiser for Andover as he skates along the red line. Now reversing direction. Kaiser works his way up the right wing into the offensive zone around Thielen, still with the puck. Kaiser around the net, turnaround shot, and that goes wide of the net. Runs up on the end boards. Eagles bring it in there. 2:42 to go here in the first period, and no score. Was Crone able to hold the zone? Crone, I think, got crunched up into the far side boards by Parker Ganaz. Ganaz will get it into the offensive zone. Here's Heffron. Heffron, he scores! Kyle Heffron takes the beautiful pass from Ganaz. Goes to the backhand, and he beats Wes Swenson, and the Eagles lead 1-0.
Boy, what a tremendous pass right here. Look at this delivery to Heffron. What a great job by Heffron to stay on sides as well. Just an all-around great job. Look at this pass again. We're going to stop it. Now let's back it up a little bit.
Number 15 on the year for Heffron.
What a pass, and what a job there by Heffron to stay on sides. Again, tremendous, tremendous job.
We're coming at 14:34 of the first period. Eagles have the lead on number 3 Andover. There's a shot from Nowacki in on Wes Johnson, who holds on. 2:17 to go here in the first period. 1-0, Eagles leading at Kyle Heffron with his 15th, and a comparatively rare even strength goal for Mr. Heffron. Seems like a lot of the most spectacular goals we've called this year of his have come either on the power play or shorthanded, and that one even strength.
And again, give credit to Sam Thielen for making that pass as well. Just both guys doing a tremendous job. In fact, when we get another whistle, I'll show that again because Heffron did just an awesome job to stay on sides, and then Thielen with a tremendous pass to hit him in stride as well. It's the way you practice it. That was a tremendous goal by Heffron and also a great assist by Thielen.
Neutral zone face-off coming, 2:09 to go here in the first period. Comes down to the near side as Nowacki flings it in deep to the Eagles zone. Ganaz trying to get to it as he gets tied up from behind by Nate Bauer. He's over toward the near side. Loose in the slot. Bauer was trying to get a stick on it, but it was taken away. We're under 2 minutes to go here in the first period. The Eagles have just played tremendously in the defensive zone as it's back out at neutral. It's picked up here by DeBeddings. He'll play it into the Eagles zone. Ganaz with it behind the net. Bauer again trying to put a big hit on him to generate a turnover, but the Eagles have it taken away now. Cross-ice pass tipped away nicely out front. Great play by Ganaz to get his stick in the way of that one as Bauer, he meets 3 Eagles as the puck is dumped back into the Eagles zone. The Eagles play it around toward the far side. That is getting tied up on the far side board. It comes in on Wes Johnson, who covers up. 1:12 to go in the first period. 1-0, Eagles leading at the 15th of the year for Kyle Heffron. Coming at the 14:34 mark of this opening period.
Absolutely, and make sure you follow TG Eagle Hockey on Twitter, as we did just get that Heffron goal posted, so go ahead and retweet that, favorite that. That is one of the biggest goals the Eagles have scored this season.
The Eagles flip this one into the Andover zone as Thielen getting tied up by Chartier. Steered back out into the neutral zone, into the offensive zone with speed. Here's Michael Clough. Clough! He just missed the net. 47 seconds.
Kyle Heffron.
45 seconds to go now here in the first period. 1-0 Eagles leading us. It's played back out to neutral ice and in deep to the Andover zone. Where Kaiser back to pick it up. Kaiser setting up behind his own cage. He sends it off to the far side. Get it back toward Kaiser on the near side. Excuse me, Gunnar Thoresen on the near side. Taken back now the other way. Puck sent back into the Andover zone and deep to the corner. Kaiser. He reverses direction as Majalik almost took that one away. They get it out to Hunter Jones. Jones will gain the offensive zone. Jones with a shot. That's held on to with the glove by Johnson with 7 seconds to go here in the period.
That's because it was such a great goal. Let's go ahead and look at that Kyle Heffron goal one more time.
Face-off will come to the right of Johnson. Puck coming toward the net. It's loose in front as it's cleared up to the far side boards. And the period comes to an end. A brilliantly played period by the Totino-Grace Eagles against the top 5 Andover Huskies. They get on the board late with the 15th goal of the year from Kyle Heffron. We'll go to the first intermission with the Eagles leading Andover 1-0. So I think really about everything that the Eagles could have hoped for in that first period. They played great defense. They got a late goal to steal the lead away, and they'll go into intermission with the lead.
Yeah, let's take a look at a couple of quick highlights. We're going to show that Kyle Heffron goal one more time and also take a look at that tremendous save by Wes Johnson. First, let's start off with that save by Johnson, and this was really a key moment because the history these two teams have, where if you have a situation where Andover gets another early lead like they've done in years past, it could kind of be curtains here for the Eagles. But again, look at that tremendous save on that wraparound opportunity by Andover. That was a tremendous save to get his pass over. You'll see it one more time. And then let's go ahead and look at that goal one more time on that tremendous pass by Thielen to Heffron. As you're going to see Thielen carry it right here. Look at Heffron straddle that blue line, and what a job to hit him in transition. One more look at it right here. That is just all around good stuff as you're going to watch it again. Heffron just barely staying onside, timing that perfectly. A great pass here. And then as you'll see, Heffron goes in, makes a move around the goaltender, scores, and that's where we stand after one.
So after one exciting period here at the Brooklyn Park Community Center, the Eagles leading Andover 1-0. We're going to take a break, come back with your second period in a little bit. Crone, I think, got crunched up into the far side boards by Parker Ganaz. Ganaz will get it into the offensive zone. Here's Heffron. Heffron, he scores! Kyle Heffron takes the beautiful pass from Ganaz. Crone, I think, got crunched up into here in the first period.
And Totino-Grace has done a nice job playing a really responsible game, not giving up a ton of opportunities here to Andover. They're kind of doing what they have to do when they're...
So what a save on the wraparound by Johnson. here in the first period.
Again, Totino-Grace has done
Welcome back inside the Brooklyn Park Community Center. 1-0 Totino-Grace leading Andover after one period. Kyle Heffren with his 15th goal of the year on a beautiful assist from Parker Ganaz. So Andover has kind of struggled a little bit offensively over the last couple of games. In fact, only having one goal on Tuesday night. Didn't really have any great scoring opportunities in that first period. The only real good scoring chance either way was the Heffren goal, and that's just the way Totino-Grace wants it, Brett.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, talking to their coaching staff heading into it, they were just hoping to be in this game and keep it close by the time they reached the second period, and actually having a lead heading into period two is certainly more than they could ask for, so just a picture-perfect start for Totino-Grace.
Andover controls the face-off, played in by Michael Clough down to the near side corner. Howie Moore picks it up behind his own net. He has to backhand it as Gunnar Thoresen was closing on him. Clough able to poke the puck, trying to get it toward Thoresen, but Heffren will be able to play it ahead. Won't be able to clear. There's a shot that's blocked from the inside point from Wyatt Kaiser. Andover again able to hold the zone as Hunter Jones able to cycle it around the net. Backhand feed, here's Thoresen with it. Thoresen trying to center it in on Johnson, who holds on. As Jones poking at it as well as we're going to face off. 16:28 to go in the first period, and already Andover buzzing in the offensive zone. Face off.
Let's see here. Definitely putting the pressure on early in the second.
Face off coming to the right of Johnson, still loose in the circle. Andover will play it around the net. Harrison Vandermeer has it intercepted by Patrick Finley in front of him. Andover able to hold the zone as it actually does go out and come back in, so we will have a face-off. We're going to have a hand pass perhaps called instead. Nope, an offside. I was kind of watching where the officials were. Oh, it is going to be a hand pass. They're going to carry it all the way back into the... I was thinking a hand pass on the Eagles, but it's on Andover.
Yeah, that's a break there for Totino-Grace. Any chance you can get in the Andover zone is certainly something you want to try to take advantage of, and we'll see what the Eagle... Oh, now we're having another little discussion. Andover might have won debate club right there, it looks like. As now we're going to get the face-off back out at center ice. A little grimace there from Adam Shera. Not sure if he quite agrees with that one, but either way, we'll have the face-off right out at center ice.
Stephen Golden controls. He passes it over to Finley. Finley quickly ahead. Here's Delzer, but it goes off his stick as they play it into the Andover zone. They get it around Mitchell Wolf down to the near side corner. But Andover with Wolf back the other way, out through neutral into the offensive zone, but then overskating it a little bit was Gravink. It's sent back out to neutral ice, but Andover able to slow it down again at the red line as Connor Smith plays it ahead toward Oliver Moore, but again taken away at the red line by Tommy Nowacki. Andover carries it up the right wing into the offensive zone in the near side corner. Here's Mitchell Wolf getting tied up by Finley. As Crone joining the battle, Oliver Moore down there as well. Moore trying to push it ahead to Golden. The Eagles able to break out from the end boards. With Oliver Moore back with it as he collides at neutral ice with Wolf. Huskies back the other way into the offensive zone as a big hit put on Graving. Oh my goodness, Connor Smith smacks Logan Graving, sending the puck the length of the ice the other way, and that'll be an icing.
Yeah, let's get a look at that hit one more time. Collision coming up. Well, that was Oliver Moore. That wasn't a very big collision. The one we're talking about is coming up right here. Bam. Quite a hit there delivered by Connor Smith.
Rudy Majalik will take the face-off against Hayden Maslowski. Andover able to win the face-off. Bauer got tied up from behind. Centering feed comes back through the slot, able to be held by Wolf. Wolf will send a shot wide of the net. It comes down toward the near side. Pushed through by Mason Cotter. Wolf racing up to the corner as he takes a hit from Howie Moore. Cotter with it. Cotter with a shot blocked. It'll go back into the neutral zone. As Wolf will go back to pick it up in his own end. So he can push it off ahead to Beddings. Trying to get it back over toward the near side. But the Beddings will carry it into the offensive zone. The Beddings was trying to center this one, was a little off target, trying to get it back toward Hayden Maslowski. Comes back into the near side corner. Majalik with it for the Eagles. He'll play it off the glass. It was nicely able to be knocked down. It was a shot through traffic that'll go wide of the net off the stick of Chartier. On the far side, it's loose in the circle, backhanded, able to be held by Chartier. He'll take a shot, that'll go wide of the net. It'll work its way up into the corner. Nowacki able to hold. They get it back over to Chartier. Chartier with a shot that's blocked. Comes over down to the near side corner. As Mialik rings it around. Kaiser able to hold. Kaiser has a shot that's blocked. Tipped up out of play. And man, that first intermission, I don't know if Andover got into the monster packs or what, but they certainly look like a much more energized team here in the second period.
Yeah, and for Totino-Grace, certainly some trying moments there when you're having those excellent defensemen just basically being fed the puck from down low. That's not a sight you want to see if you're Totino-Grace, is getting the puck to those very talented defensemen at the point and letting them do their thing. They certainly had some good opportunities there, so don't want to let those guys get comfortable at the blue line. Got to put pressure on them.
Get it off to Gray. Gray, backhand pass, trying to get it toward Heffron. With the Huskies take it away. They carry it into the offensive zone. Nice shot on the pass as it was tipped in. Loose in front. Parker Norling very nearly had his first goal of the year.
I'm glad they were able to clear that too, Patrick. Just a quick point. They looked like they were about a foot off sides heading into that zone initially.
Andover quickly back into the offensive zone. This one goes off the stick of Thoresen as we get a whistle. Heffron picked it up. We're going to get a tripping penalty coming here.
Let's see if we can find it here on the replay. That trip that is going to be
going to go against Totino-Grace.
Yeah, let's see. I think we're going to watch it coming up right about. Yeah, technically did get a stick in there. It's a tough call, but probably a good one from the official. So we are going to get a look at the Andover power play unit, which has been very good this season, converting at exactly 1/3, 33.3%.
Jack Gray for the trip. As Andover able to push the face-off down to the near side corner. It will be dug out. Andover able to hold. Here's Kaiser with it. Kaiser trying to slide this one through. Heffron blocked it, able to clear it out ahead of Thoresen as Kaiser back to pick it up deep in his own zone. As Barnovic watching them. Kaiser through neutral. Kaiser, nice move into the offensive zone. Kaiser still with it. He tries to circle the net. Ganaz is trying to fend him off. Kaiser still with the puck as he drops it into the corner. Crone with it. So back to Kaiser. Excuse me, that's Wolf with it. Crone centering, feed out front, and getting tied up with Thoresen. That was a good play by the Eagles, and it's cleared.
One of the strengths, as we talked about for Totino-Grace, is that penalty kill unit coming into this game, 85.4%, and they're certainly going to be challenged against this very strong Andover power play.
Here's Wolf again, quickly into the offensive zone. Wolf slowing it down, drops it back to the blue line. Kaiser with to Jones for a shot through traffic, and Johnson able to hold on to it.
Oftentimes your goaltender is the best penalty killer.
So a face-off coming to the right of Johnson. 56 seconds in the power play. 12:20 in the second period. 1-0. Totino-Grace on the 15th of the year for Kyle Heffron in the first period. There's a shot that's just tipped wide as Crone, I think, might have inadvertently tipped that one. He was tied up out front. If they get it ahead toward Delzer, but then Wolf able to take it back. They were trying to spring Delzer shorthanded. It comes down to the near side. Delzer will play it into the offensive zone. Delzer still with it, trying to work around Kaiser, but Kaiser all over him and it comes down into the near side corner. Andover able to gain control of it, and they'll work their way back through neutral. Cross ice pass Jones into the offensive zone. Jones trying to get around Golden as he drops it back to the blue line. Now Wolf with it. Wolf with a shot and a save by Johnson. Rebound is loose in front. Johnson can't find it, can't be cleared. Another shot wide of the net by Wolf that goes up to the far side boards, and Golden able to clear at the length of the ice.
Trying moments there. Johnson came up with a tremendous save, then ran into an unfortunate break where he lost the puck. Fortunately, he had a teammate right on that doorstep. I believe it was Ganaz that was able to clear it away.
Power play comes to an end. Gray back on the ice, had a shot attempt that was saved by Wes Swenson. Back around toward the near side, into the neutral zone on the near side boards. Heffron battling there for the Eagles. He's able to dig it out, but it's taken right back by Kaiser. Kaiser gets it ahead toward Nowacki, who plays it in deep to the Eagle zone. Centering feed off the end boards was blocked. Gray trying to play it from the corner as Bauer ties him up. Play getting tied up again in the far side corner as it's kicked along the far side boards. Shot that's blocked out front as Gray and Bauer got tied up. Back the other direction, the Eagles, as it's tipped away, and they're trying to drop it back to Heffron. Played back out into the neutral zone and sent deep into the Eagle end, and that'll be an icing with 10:32 to go here in the second period. 1-0.
Well, we're going to go back and watch this on replay. That's Mitchell Wolf, one of the last guys in the world you want to leave open and give a clear look at the net. You're going to watch it right here. That's a clear look at the net by Wolf, but fortunately, even through some traffic, Wes Johnson able to make a nice save.
Face off to the right of Swenson. Ganaz picks it up. Ganaz with a shot wide of the net. Picked up by Chartier as he tries to push it into the neutral zone. It's picked up by Gravink. Sent across the red line, deep into the Eagle end. Comes down into the near side corner where will be tied up on the end boards briefly. Then Darby Jones gets it ahead. Andover resets. They get it toward the blue line and is tipped in deep. Crone can't get to it ahead of Ganaz. Here's Vandermeer as he got pushed off the puck by Golden. Gravink able to hold the zone. Mason Cotter trying to get it down low toward Crone. It's intercepted. Mialik will play it up through the corner. Eagles will send it the length of the ice and will be slowed down there.
Yeah, fortunate break to have that go straight to the goaltender.
Andover back the other direction through neutral ice as Howie Moore making a difficult play at the blue line. A great play there, and he sends it back into the offensive zone. They score! Oliver Moore took the pass from Howie Moore, and the Eagles lead it 2-0.
Wow, what a job there by the standout freshman, Oliver Moore. I think I got the tail end of it here on replay so you can watch it one more time. Heck, I think I got all of it, so let's go ahead and watch it. Look at Oliver Moore. That is a tremendous shot going high on that stick side shoulder. Watch it again one more time. Wow, what a tremendous shot. We'll watch it a few more times at our next whistle.
With the third goal of the year for Oliver Moore. And the Eagles have a little bit of insurance. They now lead 2-0. 9:17 to go here in the second period. There's a drop pass as Jones got tied up as he shot it off the side of the net. Shot that's intercepted out front. Jones doing a great job to keep it alive. Thoresen with a shot and a great save by Johnson. Puck on the end boards. Finley trying to play it through the corner. As Michael Clough trying to get the play dug out from Schroeder. Clough still battling for it as Oliver Moore and Schroeder able to keep the puck away from him. They get it back to Connor Smith. Smith gets it out toward the red line.
Tough break for them to go shorthanded, but the way it goes sometimes, so it's going to be a power play for Andover, kind of exactly what the doctor ordered for them. Apologize there if you just missed that last save. Unfortunately, we went down for about a good 20 seconds, so I think you might have missed that last tremendous save by Wes Johnson, and then also that penalty on Totino-Grace. But now that you've just rejoined us, it will be Andover going on a power play, their second of the game. They're 0 for 1.
The Eagles leading at 2-0, but Andover, they've played really strong in the second period other than that goal that they've allowed, and they'll have a good chance here to have the deficit. They control the puck. Here's Kaiser back to Wolf. Wolf with a shot save and held on to by Johnson. The face-off coming deep in the might be James Bond night here at the arena as they played the James Bond theme, and now they played one of the themes from one of the movies. I think it was
Trying to think what movie this one's from. This might be from A View to a Kill. I know
that's
my
right.
Bond movies, I think.
I think that's right, as Kaiser drops it off back to Wolf in his own zone. Getting it ahead, here's Gravink. Gravink sending it cross ice to Jones, back to Wolf. Here's Wolf with it again. Kaiser has to get it out of his skates. Here's Wolf with it. Wolf, Golden encroaching, and they get it over to Crone. Crone with a shot save, rebound through the slot. But Wolf able to gain control, gets it into the corner, and now taking it back. There's a one-time blast, and that one just tipped wide out front. Centering feed for Gravink out of his reach and into the neutral zone. As we got another whistle, net got knocked off.
More trying moments there for Totino-Grace as they're hanging on. And I wasn't quite sure what the PA announcer was updating there. Either way, still 2-0. A minute 13 left on this power play. Again, Andover with a solid power play unit coming in 33.3%, and they're putting the pressure on here on this opportunity.
Played into the corner as Crone will be able to poke it around the net down to the near side. Here's Graving who gets it back to the point. Kaiser with a shot cleanly through traffic, saved by Wes Johnson, who will have another face-off deep in the Eagle end. 7:32 to go, second period, 2-0 Eagles.
And key as well is that this is easily maybe the best game of the season that Wes Johnson has played for Totino-Grace. Again, when we had our brief connection interruption for about 30 seconds, you missed yet another great save he made just before this Andover power play.
Kaiser drops it back to Wolf with a shot, and now it's blocked. Finley able to clear. As Kaiser will go back to pick it up. Delzer charging after him, trying to take the puck away, but he was able to get it off to Wolf. As it's tipped into the offensive zone, Crone takes a shot from Schroeder. As a wraparound attempt, it's loose in front as they blow it dead. As Hunter Jones came charging around the net.
That's a break right there for Totino-Grace. That puck was not dead, but fortunately for the Eagles, the referee lost sight of it, and of course that happens whenever the referee loses sight. They're going to blow it dead. And watch this one more time if we can get it before the next face-off. Yeah, they tried that wraparound once again, and give credit to Johnson. They've tried that a couple of times to go with that wraparound, but he's been able to deny the Huskies of Andover.
Gray up in the far side corner. He takes a shot from Hunter Zinda. Zinda with the puck. Zinda trying to get it down to Thoresen. Thoresen will go to the wraparound, and a great save by Johnson again. Penalty coming here against the...
This is against Andover, I think.
Is it going to be a penalty for a high stick, or is it going to be a puck played with a high stick? I think it's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, I think you're right, because as soon as they touched the puck, they blew it dead. Let's see if we can get a look at it here on replay. And
I think it's just going to be a puck played with a high stick.
Yeah, puck played with a high stick. Yeah, I didn't really see anything that would warrant an infraction, except for, as you said, yeah, just playing with a high stick. But that's still a good break for Totino-Grace to get the pressure at least a little relieved.
18 seconds to go on the power play. This is controlled by Andover, deep in their own zone. 6:43 to go here in the second period. Here's Thoresen with Howie Moore in front of him. There's a shot, and just missing out front was Bauer on the redirect. Andover able to hold. It's banked back into the neutral zone by Heffron, and the power play comes to an end. 6:26 to go here in the second period. 2-0 Eagles leading it on goals by Kyle Heffron and Oliver Moore. As it's played back through the neutral zone. And Andover back into the offensive zone. Here's Thoresen. Thoresen, what a move! They score! Michael Clough was able to catch up to that pass as Thoresen was falling down. And Michael Clough able to pick up his 6th goal of the year, and Andover has halved the deficit. It's 2-1.
Yeah, let's watch it again. I think we're still not quite up to it yet. Yeah, here it comes right here. Able to catch up to it. Wow, what the dive. That is a tremendous, tremendous goal. Give him credit in number 12, Thoresen. Look at that dive. That is highlight reel right there. My goodness.
Quickly back into the offensive zone. Clough with a shot saved by Swenson. It was Thoresen who either took a shot that was saved or was trying to pass it off, and Clough finished it off. So Michael Clough with the goal. There's a drive that's knocked down in front. Clough trying to get it under control. They get it ahead toward Oliver Moore in all alone. Here's Moore with a shot saved by Wes Swenson.
Nice, some exciting action. Let's go ahead and look at that big save there by Swenson, and that's a huge save too, obviously. Get the right one up for you here. Considering, yeah, that takes all the momentum right back for Totino-Grace if he's able to score.
The Huskies with it on the far side. They'll work it out through neutral. It'll be played deep into the Eagle end. Thielen will play it around the net toward the near side. Get it toward Moore. Moore, who was just stopped on the breakaway a moment ago. 5:15 to go here in the second period. 2-1 Eagles leading it. Andover bringing it back the other way into the neutral zone. Nice little drop pass here for Zinda with a shot that'll go high and wide of the net. It's be played up far side by Mialik. Andover able to hold the zone. Kaiser with it. He drops it off behind him for a shot save by from Zinda. Rebound is covered up by Johnson. Hunter Zinda with a dangerous shot, and the rebound was just able to be jumped onto by Wes Johnson with 4:50 to go here in the second period.
And you kind of feel the momentum beginning to shift a little bit here in this one. Andover, outside of that breakaway they gave up a few moments ago, has really ramped up the pressure since they scored that goal to cut the deficit in half. So
Bravink with a shot on Johnson, who holds on with 4:35 to go here in the second period.
Yeah, for Totino-Grace, I think you just kind of want to get out of this period with that 2-1 lead, because you really have Andover buzzing in the offensive zone right now.
Face off, shot just wide. It was Harrison Vandermeer who was able to get that one through traffic. Backhand shot by Gravink just goes wide. As Austin Bernovic picks it up on the far side, but quickly taken back by Crone. Crone, nice pass for Vandermeer. Vandermeer back to Crone, but he got tied up from behind by Ganaz. We get a whistle here with 4:11 to go in the period.
Well, while we have a moment, let's go ahead and take a look at that goal scored by the Andover Huskies a few minutes ago, just because it was such a tremendous effort. And watch that again. Man, Gunnar Thoresen, that is one of the best goals you're going to see this season. Even though we're the Totino-Grace Network, you got to give Thoresen credit on that one. That is a tremendous, tremendous goal.
Cleared back into the neutral zone, carried in by Thoresen. Thoresen able to shrug off a hit from Gray, but then had the puck knocked away. He plays it through the corner. Thoresen trying to center it. It's intercepted by Heffron, who gets it ahead to Thielen, but he had 3 black and gold jerseys surrounding him. Back into the offensive zone comes Andover. They're kind of a little bit discombobulated because they were having to wait for the offside to be touched up. So that allowed the Eagles to clear it back out to neutral. As here's Heffron with it. Heffron slides it down low, but it's intercepted. Laid back down toward the near side. And into the neutral zone comes Andover. Thoresen with it. Thoresen trying to push this one through. Is getting tripped up with Jones, and Oliver Moore comes away with it. He tries to push it ahead, able to be held by Kaiser. Jones, nice backhand feed behind the net, but it's intercepted by Schroeder. Again, though, the Huskies able to hold the zone. As Bauer pushes it into the near corner. Schroeder plays it around, again held by Andover on the far side. Centering feed out front. There's a shot by Kaiser that was blocked out front.
Second time he's had a pretty good look at the net in this period. Fortunately, he was able to be denied both times. First time it was a great save by Johnson. Then, as you mentioned, Patrick, a good block by the defensive Totino-Grace to recover.
Into the offensive zone was DeBettings, but he got his pocket picked by Connor Smith. Trying to get it back down low toward Maslowski, but it's sent back into the neutral zone. Into the offensive zone, here's DeBettings. DeBettings with a shot saved by Johnson. Gavin DeBettings with a great shot on goal, but Wes Johnson holds on with 2:26 to go here in the period.
This is really a season-defining game that Wes Johnson is playing. Again, in perfect position, not trying to do too much on that save, and I'd say enough about how well Wes Johnson has played in this contest for the Eagles.
Parker Norling in the face-off circle against Jones. Face-off controlled by Andover. Chartier able to push it down low. Backhand feed out front, and Johnson, I think, had to get a stick on that one.
Yeah, I think he got something on that to deflect it wide. We'll see if we can get another look at it at the next whistle.
Chartier was able to hold, but it was taken back the other direction by Connor Smith. Smith works his way nicely into the offensive zone, drops it to Ganaz with a shot saved by Swenson. Turnaround shot again saved by Swenson, just out of the reach of Delzer on the rebound. Under 2 minutes to go here in the period. 2-1 Eagles leading it. Charging through the neutral zone into the offensive zone is Norling. Norling had it poked away from him. Heffron trying to take it away from him as closing from behind was Cade Williams. It's cleared back out into the Andover zone. Wolf backhands it over to Kaiser. Kaiser trying to play it ahead, will be pushed deep into the Eagle zone. As Moore backhands it toward Heffron. Heffron able to get it toward the neutral zone. Or Andover trying to play it back in. Ganaz able to keep it out of the zone. Into the offensive zone with speed. Here's Nowacki. Nowacki with a shot saved by Johnson. It's intercepted by Heffron. Heffron will bank it ahead toward Thielen. Thielen into the offensive zone, but Wolf all over him. He's pushed up into the far side corner. And Andover back the other way into the offensive zone. As Krohn's pass down toward Vandermeer was out of his reach. Under a minute to go in the period. A turnaround shot goes wide by Gravink. Up the right wing side, here's Schroeder. Schroeder shrugs off a hit and pushes it into the offensive zone. Andover takes it back now behind their own net as it's now reversing direction. Chartier play it up toward the far side. It's flipped through the neutral zone and deep into the Eagle end. Vandermeer will get to it first for Andover as he shrugs off Golden. Vandermeer behind his net, centering feed tipped away. Taken away by Delzer into the neutral zone. Delzer trying to push it ahead where it's sent back at the blue line. As Oliver Moore able to push it in. There's Hunter Jones with it. Jones has it taken away. They almost got it out front for
How in the world
Connor
was he able
Smith
to make that pass? My goodness. Hey, let's go back and look at this save by Wes Johnson from a few minutes ago to see if he did get a piece of this one. And Johnson's had himself a great game thus far. You're going to see it right there. Yeah, he might have gotten his pad on that one.
Andover sends the face-off back into the neutral zone. 3 seconds to go in the period. A long, long drive by Howie Moore. That was from the red line, and that one went in on Swenson, who had to make a save.
Of course, we had that occur in the Rogers game on Tuesday where it was Johnson of Totino-Grace, unfortunately, on the short end. Luckily for him, it was blown off sides, but he also gave up a goal from the red line. Those are sometimes a nightmare for a goaltender where you get those shots from center ice that take a funny bounce just before they enter the crease.
So Oliver Moore adds a goal in the second period that put the Eagles ahead 2-1, but then it was answered by Michael Clough of Andover as we go to the second intermission. And really, Brett's probably one of the best games we've seen all year out of both teams, I think, in a game.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's go ahead and take a look at that scoring summary. Again, 2 goals in this period as we're getting a look at that Oliver Moore goal. Moore with a tremendous shot over the goaltender, shouldered at that point, put Totino-Grace up 2-0. Then let's go ahead and look at this goal by Thoresen. Again, one of the best goals you're going to see this season from, I don't care what team you're cheering for, what team you're watching, but Thoresen with just a tremendous effort. Look at that. Oh my. You remember, I can't remember the name of the Gopher hockey player that had a goal like that back in the 70s where he scored diving. Blake Wheeler is another one from recently, about maybe 10, 15 years ago, where he scored a goal like that for the Gophers in the Final Five diving. But Thoresen with a great effort, that cut the deficit in half, 2-1. And of course, Wes Johnson's had himself a nice game too. Let's go ahead and look at that save towards the end of the period where Andover was able to throw it in front. Johnson just getting a piece of it. That's where we stand, 2-1, Totino-Grace after 2.
So we are going to take a break, come back with what should be a thrilling third period in about 10 minutes. Stay tuned, you're watching the TG Network. Welcome back inside the Brooklyn Park Community Center after 2 periods. The Eagles leading Andover by a score of 2-1. The Eagles got a first period goal from Kyle Heffron. That was his 15th of the year. A second period goal from Oliver Moore. That was his third. And then Andover getting a goal from Michael Clough in the second period. That was his sixth. That was set up by a great play by Gunnar Thoresen. Thoresen driving toward the net, kind of diving to his left, able to drop it off for Clough, who smacked it home and made it a 2-1 game.
Yeah, in fact, let's go ahead and take a look at that one before we start the third period of action. And it was just a tremendous effort by Thoresen. We're going to see it right here. Blake Wheeler style, getting that goal that made it 2-1. Wow. By the way, I also want to go back and give credit on that goal that Kyle Heffron scored for Totino-Grace. It was actually Parker Ganaz that made the pass to him, not Sam Thielen.
We're underway now here in the third period. Eagles with it in their own zone if they get it out toward neutral. Here's Heffron into the offensive zone, trying to get it around Kaiser, but Kaiser able to stay with him and take it away. Send into the neutral zone. It's Ganaz trying to get to it as we get a whistle with 16:38 to go in the period. Andover was offside. We won't have a face-off. 2-1, Eagles leading it. They led it 2-0. And Andover getting one back. Along with Al Finley and Brett Johnson, I'm Patrick Lilia. It's a pleasure to be back here at the Community Center. We've been away for a while. Haven't had a game since the middle of December. Here at home. 5-game homestand beginning for the Eagles tonight.
Unfortunately for the Eagles, that was also the last time they won a game as well.
Shot out front if they got it to Graving, but Johnson able to make the save. Next up for the Eagles will be Elk River on Tuesday.
And you've seen Elk River before broadcasting for some other outlets. They're not quite the team they've been from a few years ago when they were a real state power, but as you brought up, they're still a team that can play some good hockey and beat anybody on the right night.
Side out toward the blue line. Eagles will work their way through neutral. Here's Connor Smith. Smith is trying to get it toward Oliver Moore. He's able to get it under control and get the shot away, and a pad save by Swenson.
We're going to go back and look at that one. That was a pretty tremendous save there by Swenson. Better save than I think we might be giving him credit for.
Wolf with a shot wide of the net as it's quickly pushed into the Eagle zone. Andover able to maintain possession. Drop pass trying to get it out front for Luke Crone, who was tipped away. Played up toward the far side, sent into the neutral zone where Andover will get it under control. The Chartier can't get it on his stick, but DeBetting's able to bring it in. Drops it off to Kaiser for a shot save. Rebound is saved again by Johnson. Comes down to the near side corner.
All right, new strategy for Totino-Grace. That's the third time they've let Kaiser have a pretty clean look at the net. I think you want to get a body on him.
Kaiser with a shot again. That'll be wide of the net. 15-12 to go here in the final period as we'll get a whistle.
I think we're going to get a delayed penalty against Totino-Grace, which is certainly not what they want to be doing. In the meantime, we're going to go back and take a look at a great save by the goaltender, Swenson, for Andover. Look at this right here.
Be Rudy Mialik heading into the penalty box, and Andover, they played a really good second period. We'll go on the power play here in the third. They came out kind of sleepwalking a bit in the first period, but that second period they were fully engaged and energized. Being the Andover Huskies, the Eagles have been able to stay with them step for step. Off the face-off, push into the news. Heffron into the offensive, Delzer. Then Delzer has his pocket picked out front by Wolf as Kaiser sets up behind his own net. He gets it off to Wolf. Wolf sends it over to Hunter Jones on the near side. Jones into the offensive zone. Jones with a shot saved by Wes Johnson. 14:47 to play in regulation, 1:38 in the power play. 2-1, Eagles leading Totino-Grace. Face-off, loose in the circle. It's played to the end boards. Eagles carry it around their cage and send it the length of the ice. Swenson will leave it behind him for Kaiser as Kaiser sets up behind his own net. Kaiser working his way through the center of the ice. Kaiser still with it as he comes in offside. It was a great job to force him offside, having to make a little detour just outside the blue line. And 9 times out of 10, that'll result in an offside anyway, so a good job by the Eagles. Face-off controlled by Andover as they accidentally dump it back into their own zone. Chartier with it. Chartier reversing direction. Plays it over toward Thoresen. Thoresen quickly sending it cross ice for Vandermeer. Vandermeer getting tied up by Ganaz on the far side boards. The Eagles able to poke it free, but Andover comes back out with it. Back to Chartier at the blue line. Chartier through traffic, save. Rebound is cleared wide. Now played around the net down toward the near side. 48 seconds in the power play. 45 seconds now. 13:53 to go in the game. Eagles leading 2-1. Chartier back at the blue line with it. He drops it behind him for Zinda, who will take a shot that's blocked out front. Able to be sent into the neutral zone by Bernovic. Heffron sending it the length of the ice the rest of the way. Andover sets up in their own end with Chartier. Chartier drops it off for Thoresen. Thoresen into the offensive zone. It will be played around up toward the far side. Vandermeer gets cut off by Golden. Golden was able to take the puck away and send it back toward the neutral zone and the length of the ice once again. Kaiser with Connor Smith trying to disrupt him. Kaiser will have to turn on the jets to try to gain the offensive zone and will bring it in onside, but then quickly has it taken right back. Then back into the neutral zone. Wolf stick battling with Delzer. Delzer able to take it away. Power play is over. The Eagles back at full strength. 12:50 to play in regulation. Here's Delzer. Delzer with a bad angle shot, but had to be saved by Swenson. Here's DeBeddings. DeBeddings trying to get it ahead for Maslowski, but it's pushed down to the near side corner. Pushed to the side of the net. Sent out into the neutral zone by the Eagles, where it's slowed down by Nowacki. DeBeddings tips it into the Eagle zone. Eagles setting up behind their own net as Golden gets pushed up against the end boards. Puck comes free down toward the near side. The Eagles gain control now in their own zone. Sent out through past the red line. Bernovic tips it in. Nowacki there to pick it up for Andover, but he can't clear. Bernovic takes it away. He'll take a shot that had to be tipped with the glove by Swenson. Played behind the net. Up toward the far side board in front of the Andover bench, and then a shot through the blue by Ganaz. Down toward the near side, able to be held. Bernovic, though, loses it to Nowacki. Nowacki drops it off to Gravink. Gravink into the offensive zone. He'll have a shot that'll go well wide. Vandermeer up on the far side boards. Will play it back behind the net. Pushed down toward the near side. Nowacki with a shot that was poked away with the stick and out of play with 11:39 to go in regulation. They gave the Champlin Park Elk River score, which is only notable because let's feature the two teams who both of these guys will see next. As we talked about the Eagles' next matchup, as Andover will take on Champlin Park on Saturday.
Who, by the way, has had a sneaky good season. They're not normally known as a hockey power, but I believe they're something like 8-3 right now, which is one of the better years they've ever had in their program's history.
Chartier's shot was sent up out of play. 11:28 to go here in regulation. 2-1, the Eagles leading it. First period goal from Heffron. Second period goal from Oliver Moore, making it 2-0.
And again, that Moore goal set up by a great pass from what was actually Parker Ganaz.
Chartier with a shot save. Rebound just out of reach of Zinda. Back to Kaiser at the blue line. Kaiser through traffic, and that'll go wide of the net.
Kaiser is one heck of a player at that blue line.
Chartier able to get it back to Kaiser as he gets ahead into the offensive zone for Zinda, and then just missing on the back door was Cade Williams.
Yeah, Totino-Grace, I think, needs to get a whistle and settle things down. This has been all Andover dominating this third period. The Eagles still are maintaining that 2-1 lead, but I think they kind of need to regroup here and slow down this Andover Husky squad.
Tefren gathers it in. He plays it down to the near side in the Andover zone. Kaiser on the end boards trying to play this one through to get it past Delzer as Jones gets it off for Nowacki. Nowacki plays it in from the blue line up into the far side corner. Goes around onto the end boards. Centering feed is tipped away out front. Wolf able to gather it in. He'll take a shot and that'll go wide of the net off the end boards. The Eagles unable to clear. Now they will have it held in deep in the Eagle zone. 10 minutes to play in regulation. It's gathered in by Delzer, who gets it out into the neutral zone. Carried into the offensive zone. Delzer, though, can't get it back on his stick as it's poked away for Hunter Jones. 3-on-2 the other way for Andover. Jones trying to center it for Nowacki. A great job to get in his way, though, by Ganaz, and then a shot from the slot. Saved and held on to as Hunter Jones gets one in on Wes Johnson with 9:40 to go. It's going to be, like they say, is for the Eagles, this is going to be a very long 9:40. For Andover, a very short 9:40.
That's a tough break there for Parker Ganaz, doing a great job to break up that initial pass, but then pucked a kind of a funny bounce directly to an Andover player. Fortunately, Wes Johnson came up big.
Kaiser drove through the slot, had a backhand shot blocked. Kaiser still with it. Kaiser motoring his way through as he tries to get it down low toward the Beddings, and it's poked away. Kaiser still with it. Nice stick move here to keep the puck. Kaiser trying to push it back in front. There's a shot from the near side slot by Chartier. Chartier end up with the puck back. Kaiser with it. Kaiser trying to reverse direction. He still got it. Kaiser through traffic and a shot, and that one will go wide. Oh my goodness. The Wyatt Kaiser show continues, and he'll take a shot that's held on to by Johnston. What an effort here by Wyatt Kaiser, one of the best defensemen in the state of Minnesota.
Yeah, you can understand now why the coaching staff for Totino-Grace thinks he might be the best defenseman in the entire state. He is just, look at him again with that head up all the time. That's what we were hearing from some comments about people who would follow this Andover team, is that his vision on the ice is just so good. He's a tough guy to stop.
Face-off controlled by the Eagles. They're able to get it out to neutral ice as Wolf plays it over toward Nowacki on the near side. Nowacki slides this one through. Will work its way behind the net and be played back toward the near side corner where the Eagles bring it back through neutral. Nice cross-ice pass. It was tipped at the blue line as they couldn't quite get it on the stick of Thielen ahead of Mitchell Wolf as it's played down toward the near side. Ravink trying to play it along the near side boards in the neutral zone. Puck getting tied up as several players battling for it. Here comes free to Nowacki, who controls for Andover. Who played deep into the Eagle zone. Patrick Finley gets shoved up into the end boards by Crone as it's played over toward the near side.
Watch out, Mr. Kaiser's back on the ice for Andover. Fortunately, the Eagles able to clear it off.
Icing waved off as it's played deep into the Andover zone as Kaiser able to shrug off Thielen and bring the puck back out into the neutral zone. He gets it to Crone. Crone carries it into the offensive zone. Here's Williams with it. Williams has it taken away, and back come the Eagles. Right here, play here by Kaiser at the blue line, just not even letting the Eagles gain the offensive zone as Williams is tied up. Puck played up toward the far side corner as the Eagles play it around toward the near side. As Oliver Moore trying to play it around far side, but it's held on to by Parker Norling. Puck comes back toward the blue line. Andover able to have it taken away here. As Oliver Moore into the offensive zone. What a move to get around Chartier, but then he got tied up from behind as Kaiser came in to make a play from behind. Wyatt Kaiser, we've talked about him a lot in these last few minutes. There's a shot that's saved by Swenson on the shot from Delzer. It was a great play there as Chartier had gotten beat, but Kaiser right there to back up on the play.
Well, the clock's certainly the friend here of Totino-Grace. I was looking up at that clock, and yeah, we are more than midway through this third period. I was going to say as a comment heading into this third period, I thought the Eagles were going to need to score 3 goals to hang on and win this one, but with the way Johnson's playing in this game, 2 might be enough, but there's certainly going to be many more waves of Andover attacks.
Joan driven to the end boards. The puck is trying to be centered as it's kicked to the end boards. Wolf able to hold. Wolf still with it. Wolf with a shot that'll go off the glass. Comes over toward the near side. Great job to hold there by Nowacki. There's a shot, and that was blocked out front and cleared back through the neutral zone. Nowacki quickly sending it back up ice with a turnaround pass into the offensive zone. There's a shot from Doris and a knockdown rebound. What a save by Swenson. He had to get back in position. That was a big, juicy rebound.
Or Johnson there, yeah, he made the initial save.
This Wolf with a shot that's blocked through traffic comes up to the far side boards. 6:15 to go now in regulation. Here's Kaiser. Kaiser with a shot. Rebound, they score! Andover ties the game off the rebound from the shot by Wyatt Kaiser, and they have tied the game at 2. Looks like that's going to be Hunter Jones who was able to find the rebound. And Andover has come back from the 2-0 deficit, and they tie it with 6:11 to play.
Yeah, again, you just kind of had the feeling something might happen right there with the way Wyatt Kaiser has really been controlling this third period. Again, watch it one more time. Just a lot of time and space right there. Threw it at the net and couldn't see who got the rebound to hit it home for Andover. I think you had the number and the name there for Patrick. But either way, we are tied up at 2 as we head to the closing minutes of the third period.
I believe it'll be Hunter Jones. We'll wait for the official announcement. It'll be Hunter Jones. That'll be his 5th goal of the season. Puck free in the slot, so he becomes the 7th Husky skater to reach the 5-goal mark on the year. So a lot of very balanced scoring attacks on this Andover team. Penalty coming here against Andover. Extra attacker will be coming on for the Eagles as Golden will go back in his own zone with it. Touched up here by Hayden Maslowski, and we'll have a late power play coming here for the Eagles, or fairly late power play, still 5:34 to go in regulation, but a good chance for the Eagles to get back on top.
Yeah, exactly what the doctor ordered after kind of having some things get away from them and really having a lot of pressure being put on by the Andover Huskies, but now a chance for Totino-Grace, as you mentioned. Again, a good power play unit coming into this season, or coming into this game, converting a little over 30%, but as we mentioned, Andover PK unit excellent at over 88%.
Connor Smith taking it back from Oliver Moore. Smith still with it on the far side half wall. Gets it to Moore. Moore will whip it around to Smith. Smith sends it to the blue line. Pushed on the far side boards. It'll be rung around toward Moore. Moore gets pushed up on the end boards by Wolf as it's cleared by Andover. Now's back to pick it up deep in his own zone. 5 minutes to play here in regulation. 1:23 in the Eagle power play. 2-2 tie game after Hunter Jones scored his 5th of the year. As here's Heffron with a shot and a glove save by Wes Swenson.
That's kind of a sneaky shot there by Heffron. And also want to bring up, Andover's done a nice job keeping Heffron relatively quiet in this game. Again, Heffron was kind of everywhere in that game against Rogers, really creating a number of good opportunities. You'll see that there, a kind of a high shot that looked a little better than it might have appeared initially.
It's cleared the length of the ice. The one thing I have noted tonight, and I'm only bringing it up now, it appears that the leading goal scorer for Andover, Garrett Shifty, is not in the lineup tonight. I've not seen him at all.
Yeah, and you mentioned they've got kind of a flu bug going on the team, so that's probably to speculate what the case might be.
But out of the reach of Borison as it's played into the Eagle zone. The battle for it comes down toward the near side into the corner. 43 seconds in the power play. Delzer into the offensive zone. Delzer was trying to center it for Schroeder, but it was tipped away and cleared by Andover. 4:08 to go in regulation. 32 seconds in the power play. The Eagles haven't really had a good look on the man advantage yet in this cycle.
I almost kind of feel like this power play has been used more to just kind of get the team a little under control and a little relaxed, which they certainly needed after Andover had really ramped up this pressure here in the third period. Although once you get this power play, though, ideally you'd like to use it to get that go-ahead goal. But even if they don't score here, we'll see if it at least settles the team down after that just wave after wave after wave of Andover pressure they faced.
Huskies come back to full strength. 3:21 to play in regulation. Pass ahead will be played deep into the Andover zone. That'll be whistled icing, so I'll bring it deep into the Eagle zone with 3:25 to play in regulation. A 2-2 tie game. Eagles got out to a 2-0 lead. Then Michael Clough with his 6th of the year for Andover made it 2-1, and then here in the third period, game tied by Hunter Jones with his 5th of the year.
Again, set up by a tremendous play by Wyatt Kaiser, who's just shown himself to be a magician on that blue line. He is, at least through the first half of the third period, was really controlling this game. Or first half of the period, rather.
The Eagles get it out to neutral ice, but Andover gaining control. Nowacki with it, he'll play it ahead. Out of the reach of Vandermeer, and this will be icing with 3:04 to go in regulation.
Well, if you're curious, since we are 2-2 with a little over 3 minutes left, Andover has not played an overtime game yet this season. Totino-Grace Eagles have played, of course, just one overtime game, which happened to be their last contest when they lost to the Rogers Royals by a score of 4-3 on Tuesday night.
Kaiser controls the face-off, unable to clear as he was trying to bank it ahead for Michael Clough. Jones has it stripped. Andover resets in their own zone. Here's Kaiser. Kaiser into the offensive zone with Clough behind him. Pushed hemmed up in the far side corner as he tries to get it back to Thoresen. It's played over toward the near side. Back to Chartier. Chartier will play it down to the near side corner on the end board, and the Eagles will play it up through. The Eagles will gain control. They'll get it out to neutral, but then taken back by Kaiser. Kaiser pushes it in for Jones. Jones with a shot and a glove save by Wes Johnson with 2:24 to go.
You can just tell that this is a veteran Andover team that has played with each other for all sorts of levels and on this varsity team for a long, long time. If you just noticed on that last sequence how well they move the puck. And it looks like they're about to turn it over. They know how to make that right pass. It's tough to get it away from them once they get going on that forecheck.
Face-off, still loose in the circle, pushed down to the corner. The Eagles get it on their sticks, and here's Heffron through neutral ice. Heffron will play it in deep to the Andover zone. Heffron, a good work getting to it first. Nowacki all over him as he tries to get it to Gray, but Gray couldn't get it on his stick. Pushed ahead by Wolf into the neutral zone.
Just going to make the comment. Heffron's been relatively quiet. I mean, he does have that one goal on the game, but Andover, for the most part, has done a nice job keeping him quiet.
We're under 2 minutes to play in regulation. 2-2 tie game. Andover again will set up in their own zone. Nowacki gets it over to Wolf. Wolf pushing it into the neutral zone. Great job of disruption here by Darby Jones. It's taken away. Here's Smith into the offensive zone. Connor Smith scores! Connor Smith on the takeaway. He scores and the Eagles lead with 1:35 to play.
Oh my. We're going to have quite the finish here. We're going to see if we can watch it here before we head back to live action. Just kind of wondering if he was going to make a pass on that one or take the initial shot. Let's go ahead and take a look at it before we head back live. You're going to see a little turnover there, and Smith, one of the biggest goals he's ever scored. Wow.
That's the 5th goal of the year for Connor Smith. And the Eagles back in front with 1:30 to play. We'll watch Swenson. He remains in the net for now with it's in the Eagle zone. The wraparound comes around to the near side. Turnaround shot, and it'll be played up to the far side boards. Now Smith with the takeaway, and he scores, doing it all himself. The puck being kicked around in the corner as it comes over to the near side. 1:05 to go. Loose in front, and Thoresen just missed on that. 1 minute to go. Swenson still in the net. Kaiser winds up for a shot, and that'll go wide.
The pressure they put on most of this game, I'm not sure you even need to pull him.
48 seconds remaining now in the game. Swenson still in the net. They score! Unbelievable! Andover has answered. Michael Clough with his 2nd goal of the game. And Andover has tied the game with 41 seconds to play.
Now let's watch it right here. That's Tough break there. It was a great centering pass. Yeah, they just kind of lost track of number 20, Michael Clough, right in front. You'll see him standing right there. Just no one was able to get a body on him for Totino-Grace. And man, what a game of momentum swings right now.
With a conversation going at the...
Boy, so maybe we should go back and watch this again. I didn't see anything. Did you, Patrick, that would maybe indicate no goal? Let's see if Clough was maybe in the crease. Okay, let's see if we can find the goal coming up.
He sure looks well outside of the crease.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. I can't see any reason why they would wave that off. I don't think the net was off or anything.
Whatever it was, it's a good goal.
Yeah, just watching again, there's nothing that would indicate to me that that goal should be waved off. So we're going to be knotted up at 3. Oh, my.
So the Eagles took the lead 54 seconds ago and answered by Andover. It's pushed deep in. Gray will chase after it. Gray battling with Kaiser. Kaiser will get it off for Jones. Jones cross-ice pass. It's Crone into the offensive zone. Crone battling toward the net. Comes down to the near side. 20 seconds to go now in regulation. Chartier with a shot, and that'll go wide of the net. Andover maintaining possession. Cleared back through the neutral zone. 5 seconds to go here in regulation as Andover will just run the clock out. An unbelievable finish to the third period. Connor Smith on a takeaway with 1:35 left put the Eagles ahead. But less than a minute later, Michael Clough answers for Andover, and for the second straight game, the Eagles will go to overtime.
Yeah, what a way to wrap up this game here. Working on getting these out on Twitter, but we are going to be going to overtime. And tell you what, why don't we take a look at these 2 goals that were scored in less than a 1-minute sequence. Let's first take a look at that goal that we thought might be the game winner for Totino-Grace. Again, there's that shot by Connor Smith, which in a minute 36 gave the Eagles a 3-2 lead, but too long after that, we saw this game get tied up on this centering pass to Clough. Just unfortunately, no one for Totino-Grace, if you're an Eagles fan, was able to get a body on Clough. A great find from behind the net. Clough ties it up. That's where we stand 3-3 as we head to overtime.
Just to quickly recap the scoring summary, it was Kyle Heffron putting the Eagles ahead 1-0 in the first period. Then in the second period, it was Oliver Moore giving the Eagles a 2-0 lead. That was his third of the year. That was Heffron's 15th before that, we should add. Then Andover in the second period, getting the 6th goal of the year from Michael Clough. That was his first of the evening. And they were able to tie it up on the 5th of the year from Hunter Jones. Connor Smith on the takeaway put the Eagles ahead 3-2 late in the third period, and then Clough with his second of the night with 41 seconds to go.
Really looking forward to see how this one finishes. This is going to be back-to-back overtime games that the Eagles have played, and boy, just a great week of hockey if you're an Eagles fan, no matter how the results turn out.
Andover controls off the opening faceoff. They push it ahead deep into the Eagles zone. Clough will battle in the corner with Ganaz. He'll come out with the puck. Centering feed tipped away by Heffron. Turnaround shot through traffic high over the net by Hunter Jones as Chartier able to maintain possession. Another centering feed is kicked around out in front of Johnson and flipped out through neutral. Will go for icing. We'll bring it back to the Eagles zone. 7:31 to go in overtime. 3-3, an unbelievable finish as the Eagles went ahead with 1:35 to play, and Andover answered less than a minute later. Face-off pushed down to the near side corner as Howie Moore plays it around. Ganaz pushes it ahead. He gets it off toward Connor Smith. There's Oliver Moore into the offensive zone. He slows it down. It's pushed to the end boards. Comes free out front for a shot that's blocked. And then kicked around in the slot. And Eagles unable to hold, and back the other direction comes Andover. There's Hunter Zinda playing it down to the corner. Crone will pick it up there. Crone being pushed up by Moore into the corner. Both Moore brothers joining. As Zinda almost able to come away with that puck, but it pushed back into the corner. Zinda just able to muscle this one away as he kicks it back to the point. Andover able to hold. Pass for the far side circle out of the reach of Zinda. Zinda will now gather it in behind the net. Zinda kicks it back to the blue line. Kaiser reversing direction as he backhands it over toward Weston Knox, who takes a shot just wide of the net.
It's a great stick handling
Oh
move.
my goodness. They're trying to get it toward the Beddings. It's loose in front, covered up by Wes Johnson with 6:23 to go in overtime.
Well, if you're a Totino-Grace fan, I think what you can hope for is maybe you can get Andover to turn the puck over at the blue line. I mean, they're so crisp at just kind of passing the puck around that entire offensive zone. Maybe you can just hope for one bad pass, hope for someone to tip it out to a neutral zone and get a breakaway. That, I think, is going to be the best opportunity here for Totino-Grace to try to get that victory.
Face off, still loose in the circle as it's pushed toward the blue line. But the Bedding's able to push it here. Comes down to Maslowski in the corner. Maslowski gets it back to the point. It can't be pushed back to Maslowski as it comes into the corner once again. Bauer. Maslowski took a big hit. Centering feed just sneaks through to Beddings, winding up for a blast through traffic that was blocked off the stick of Nowacki. Cleared back out to neutral as Wolf will go back to get it. 5:55 to play in overtime. An unbelievable finish to regulation. Just really no other word to describe it other than that. As it's played in deep to the Eagles zone, as Finley picks it up. Maslowski right behind him. The Eagles getting it over toward Keelan, who will get it out to neutral, but Andover kicking it back there into the offensive zone. Here's Wolf. Wolf with it. Wolf with a shot through traffic, and that one got through to Johnson, who made the save. Wolf gets it to Kaiser for a shot, tipped in front. Hunter Jones whiffs on a shot. But Thoresen able to come out with it. Thoresen trying to drive through the slot. Still loose in front. Eagles trying to get it under control as Heffron goes to the ice with Thoresen. The Chartier with a shot save. Rebound is just pushed wide off the stick of Thoresen. As Kloff gets it back to the point. Kaiser with a shot that was safe with the glove by Johnson over the top of the net. As Hunter Jones battling with Heffron in the corner. That's Schroeder in the corner. Gray down there as well. Thoresen can't get it under control. Eagles able to get it out to neutral.
If you're the Eagles, you got to be thinking, doesn't Kaiser ever get tired? Feels like he's been on the ice this entire third period and overtime, and he's still been playing at a high level despite seeing all this ice time. And yeah, he's still going to be out there on the ice. Sitting there, you got to think, doesn't this guy get tired? Get him off the ice.
Then the Huskies caught the Eagles on a line change, and then they flipped it in. Andover able to maintain the puck again. Zinda will send this one cross ice. Vandermeer there to pick it up. Taken away here by Oliver Moore. Moore will get it on his stick, and then Zinda puts a big hit on him, and Andover was briefly able to get it back under control. Here's Connor Smith into the offensive zone. He's trying to drop it for Bernovic. There will be a shot high and wide of the net up for the far side as Howie Moore able to hold. Turnaround shot. Still loose in the slot, and Andover able to gain possession once again. Halfway through overtime, a slipping into the ice in front was Kaiser. There's Howie Moore trying to get it through the center of the ice. It's played up on the far side boards, and everybody getting pretty nervous now in the arena. Both sides are oohing and awing at pretty much everything. As the Eagles play it back out to neutral ice. 3:42 to go in the game. 3-3 our score. Puck battled for on the near side wall. Andover able to gain possession. Pushed ahead toward Vandermeer, who will sweep it into the offensive zone. Schroeder loses it out in front for the Beddings, whacking at it, and it's pushed wide as the net got knocked off. Gavin DeBeddings in perfect position to receive that centering pass at point blank. But Wes Johnson able to hold his ground, and we will have a face-off with 3:19 to play.
Everyone digging for it down there, and I had a perfect vantage point of it being that we broadcast from here in the corner. Yeah, that did not go in the net. And lucky for the Eagles, this faceoff is going to come outside the zone.
Face-off pushed back into the Eagles zone as here's Golden with it. Golden will work his way through center ice as he plays it in deep. Wolf trying to get to it in the corner. Oliver Moore trying to get to it as well as Wolf plays it back around through the near side. Comes Andover through center ice. Bauer in the near side corner. Bauer will play it around the net up to the far side. Nowacki gets it back to the point. Wolf with a drive, rebound loose in front and covered up by Johnson.
Wolf is the other standout defenseman, of course, that Andover has, and he does a great job throwing this at the net and setting up a teammate for a chance to tip this in. Let's see if we can get a look at it real quick before we head back to live action again. Look at Wolf right here. Good save there by Johnson to keep his concentration.
Morrison will take the face-off against Gray. Face-off still loose in the circle. Andover will take control. Jones gets pushed up on the inboards. Gray and Moore down there for the Eagles. Was Clough able to come out with it. Centers it out front, and it's tipped away as the net got knocked off.
Andover's tried that wraparound move about 4 or 5 times in this game, and Johnson's been able to deny them every single time. And on this sequence, net came loose. And we're gonna, they're gonna say it's a face-off still in the Totino-Grace zone. All right, so they're gonna say an Eagle player knocked the net off its moorings.
2:35 to play, 3-3 our score here in the overtime. Here's Chartier, he'll bank it into the corner. Down to the near side is Jones. Dorison is there as well, but it's pushed back to the point. Delzer will get it out to neutral for the Eagles and into the offensive zone. Delzer will get it on his stick out front. Still loose in the slot. Turnaround shot by Delzer. And the Eagles will reset up on the far side boards. Now with it is Oliver Moore. The shot out front, and that one just goes wide as we get a whistle. As Delzer kind of looking up at the sky, wondering what he just missed. And we will play on. 2:06 to play in overtime.
Yeah, great chance right there by Totino-Grace just a couple of moments ago, and able to keep it out. So we're gonna remain tied at 3. Couple minutes left in this overtime. I was kind of thinking it was looking like Totino-Grace was hanging on for dear life, but then we saw them get a couple of opportunities.
Turnaround shot was blocked off the face-off. Andover gathers it in, works it out to neutral ice. Vandermeer lost it as he tries to backhand it ahead. Vandermeer now on the near side as it poked back into the Andover zone. Andover trying to get to it up on the end boards. Nowacki, but the Eagles able to come out with it. Able to be held by Ganaz, and he'll put a shot on goal. That has to be sent aside by Swenson. Bernovic able to hold. The shot that'll go high and wide of the net. Comes down to the near side. Ganaz able to hold again. Andover able to gain possession now behind the row net as they play it over toward the near side. 1:25 to go in overtime. As they were trying to get that one out front to Zinda. There was a nice play set up there by Crone. Played down toward the near side. Ganaz will flip it into the neutral zone. Kaiser, nice backhand feed ahead because he had Heffron bearing down on him. Taking in the offensive zone. Clough, though, had it kind of go off and on his stick, and the Eagles will be able to get it out to neutral with a minute to go in overtime. Thielen into the offensive zone. Thielen, though, has it stripped away. Back come the Huskies through neutral. It's Crone into the offensive zone. Crone trying to drop it off for Clough, but it's taken away by Delzer. Delzer will push this one through neutral. Delzer into the offensive zone, but Chartier able to catch up to the play. 35 seconds to go in the game. Back out at neutral comes Andover again into the offensive zone. A shot tipped up out of play off the stick of Jones as Howie Moore got in front of that one.
Yeah, the Eagles are kind of wondering where you had this energy during the first 5 minutes of overtime, which were completely dominated by Andover, because I would say it's been the Eagles that have actually had the better of the play over about the past minute and a half to 2 minutes.
The Eagles push the face-off to the end boards. 22 seconds to play. There's a shot that went off the post. Oh my goodness. Kaiser almost won the game, and then another shot. Jones will let Kaiser take it. Kaiser working his way through the corner. Here's Clough behind the net trying to stuff it under Johnson. As Smith gets it out to neutral, and that is going to do it. An unbelievable finish, and the game will end in a 3-3 tie. A wildly entertaining game this evening from the Brooklyn Park Community Center, where it looked like the Eagles had this thing won late in regulation. Andover, though, was able to tie it up and snatch a tie. As we'll wrap it up here.
Well, let's look at this last chance that I think if we have this shot going off the goalpost, it's a little earlier than this, actually. As the best chance Andover had to try to get this game won. Yeah, here you see a Kaiser, just flanking off the goalpost. Man, so for Totino-Grace, obviously you're going to take a tie in this game. I mean, if you're going to talk to Coach Adam Sherritt or Tim Parkos and say, hey, at the end of the night, you're going to end up with a tie with Andover, they would take that every day of the week. But for the Eagles, you do have to feel a little disappointing, being that they did have a lead with 1:36 left in the third period, and then they gave up that tying goal. So I would say it's very much a bittersweet kind of tie for the Totino-Grace Eagles, and for Andover, they obviously would have liked to get the win as well, being that they did lose on Tuesday night to St. Cloud Cathedral. But overall, a tremendous hockey game and just a highly, highly entertaining finish.
Unbelievable ending to this game in regulation. So as for the Eagles, the winless streak goes to 6, but as you were talking about, really, you played one of the best teams in the state. We talked about they were missing their leading scorer in Shifsky, but were able to end up with a tie. Came so close to winning the game, but a lot of positives to be taken out of this one as the homestand kicks off with a 3-3 tie. And the question for Andover, we know they're a legitimate state title contender, but I think we've just kind of seen over the last, in all of the games, we'll say the 3 games that they lost and the one that they failed to win. You and I kind of talked about this off air a little bit, but in some of these situations, someone for Andover kind of has to step up and take over, and I think that's going to be kind of the question that they're going to have to answer as they start to truck towards sections. Yeah,
absolutely, but we certainly saw that Kaiser is one of the best players in the state, and he absolutely took control here in this third period, and that might be the guy they're going to have to rely on as they head to sections and possibly even the state tournament. And we're just watching those highlights again, the tying goal there from Andover, that coming in less than a 1-minute sequence. What a entertaining week of hockey. We can only hope the rest of the games are like this for Totino-Grace as we continue with our coverage here on the TG Network.
Our next broadcast will be Tuesday night when the Eagles host Elk River, and it'll be at 7 o'clock. The Eagles go into the second game of a 5-game homestand. Andover will take on Champlin Park on Saturday, a team that, we said, kind of surprises some people. We'll see how the Huskies do when they take on the Rebels on Saturday. So once again, the final from the Community Center, Andover, and Totino-Grace, a 3-3 tie. We will talk to you Tuesday night. Have a good night, everybody.